have you ever heard of the war on Christmas?
Sure.
It would be Merry Christmas versus Happy
Happy
Holidays. And we've all heard that. And as growing up as a child, I never even thought that there was any other holiday to be celebrated in the month of December. To me, if you were out Christmas shopping or if you were out at the holiday season, everybody just was going to be
Christmas
celebrating Christmas. It never even dawned on me that there could be any other celebration going on.
As kids, unless you were, well, I take that back because I maybe not truly understood why, but I know there was always kids in school who didn't participate in the Christmas parties we would have.
Oh, really?
They would leave early that day.
Oh.
They wouldn't participate in any of the gift exchange that we might have had. This is usually grade school.
Oh, okay.
Or they would usually just be taken home.
Well, there was one girl in my class, I won't say who she was, but I forget which, I think they still believed in Jesus, but their Christmas Day was celebrated on January 7th or something like that. So they would not actually celebrate Christmas Day the same day. And I guess it really doesn't matter because Jesus wasn't born in December anyway. But yeah, I just never gave it a thought. And do you remember that year that Kivens brought home some college friends? And they stayed here over the Easter, not Christmas, but Easter. And I quickly made up some Easter baskets for each of them. Well, one kid was from China.
Yeah.
I mean, he was from China, and Kivens wasn't thinking it was very long that he would, that he had just came over from China. And he didn't celebrate Easter. And I thought they should all go to church with us and couldn't understand why that wasn't such a good thing. But apparently it just never dawned on me, even after he had said he was from China. So let's go,
Probably.
Yeah, he thought he was Hindu.
Hindu or
I don't
Buddhist
know.
or
Buddhist. That's what it was.
Yeah.
He thought he was Buddhist. So, I guess he did celebrate Jesus.
Did he eat the chocolate?
I don't know. I should have watched. But anywho. But come to find out, there are more things to be celebrated through the month of December than I realized.
Well, one would probably be Hanukkah.
Yep, Hanukkah. It says, let's see, Christmas is on December 25th to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, but there are other holidays to be celebrated in the month of December. And the one is Hanukkah. And what miracle does it celebrate? And this is just a very, very short snippet. So I'm sure there's more to this. So if any of you are celebrating Hanukkah, I'm not trying to downplay it as something trivial. The oil that fueled the Hanukkah miracle Sunday evening marks the beginning of the Jewish festival of Hanukkah. Jews celebrate their victory over a tyrant king and the rededication of the temple in Jerusalem. As the story goes, a small quantity of oil to light the temple's menorah that was only enough to last for one day miraculously lasted 8 days. So this year it would be celebrated from December 2nd to December 10th. And I think they'd give gifts each of those 8 days.
Oh, really?
I think that's what I had read in another thing. So some people may not be celebrating Christmas during the shopping season. They might be buying gifts for Hanukkah, and which is there again. What is Kwanzaa? There's another thing called Kwanzaa. I never thought much about this. The celebration honors African heritage and African American culture and is observed, now this is observed from December 26th to January 1st, and that's culminating in a feast and gift giving. There again, people could be shopping for gifts for Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa has 7 core principles. It was created by this guy, and I can't even read it, and was first celebrated in 1966 to 67. During the early years of Kwanzaa, Karenga, that's the guy's name, said it was meant to be an alternative to Christmas. He believed Jesus, he believed Jesus was psychotic and Christianity was a white religion that black people should shun. As Kwanzaa gained mainstream adherents, though, Karenga altered his position so practicing Christians would not be alienated. So you could be a Christian and also practice these 7 things of Kwanzaa because it's a celebration of family, community, and culture. And Kwanzaa was not created to give people an alternative to their own religion or religious holiday. Many African Americans who celebrate Kwanzaa do so in addition to observing Christmas. So originally,
it's nothing that it's against Christian or against Christmas.
No, this guy who started the whole thing, maybe he just was not too fond of Jesus, but it sounds like the things that he was celebrating actually are good things and that every one of us could celebrate. You're to strive for unity, to strive for and maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. I mean, we all should strive for that. Self-determination, to define and name ourselves as well as to create and speak for ourselves. Collective work and responsibility, to build and maintain our community together and make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems and to solve them together. Wouldn't that be nice if we made other people's problems our problems so we could try to solve them together? We all sort of say, that's their problem.
Well, Jesus tells us the same thing.
That's it, yeah. Cooperative economics, to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. So we should all be striving to build, maintain, that would eliminate, if we all strive for that type of thing, take care of things that you wouldn't be just lazing around in the street corner somewhere. Purpose, to make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. Creativity, to do always as much as we can in the way we can in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than when we inherited it. So, and faith, to believe with all of our hearts in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of our struggle. So I guess people could celebrate that right along with Christmas. But there again, so Kwanzaa is something that people could be buying gifts for, that they would be celebrating. Here's another one. Now this one is a pagan celebration. It is winter solstice. Have you ever heard of winter solstice? December may be marked by Christmas, Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa, but for pagans, it's the time to celebrate Yule. You ever hear of the Yule log? The holiday marks the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, which Sunday, December 21st this year, and celebrates the rebirth of the sun and the beginning of winter. It's one of the oldest winter celebrations known. It's going to be the shortest day of the year.
That's what it is.
Yeah, so it's pretty, the winter solstice is the longest night and the shortest day of the year. The Earth axis tilts the furthest away from the sun at a 23.5 degrees, giving all locations north of the equator less than 12 hours of daylight. This moment has been marked by mankind for centuries. Well, we know it. It's on the calendar and everything. In ancient Rome, the week-long feast of Saturnalia, I don't know what that is, honored the sun god Saturn. Celts believed the sun stood still for 12 days, making it necessary to light a log fire to conquer the darkness. During the Iron Age, the Celts and other ancient Europeans welcomed the winter solstice by feasting, merrymaking, and sacrificing animals. Today, modern pagans celebrate the holiday by lighting candles, throwing bonfires, hosting feasts, and decorating their homes. And I'm sure they may be giving out some gifts too. And then there's one last one that could be celebrated in December, and that is human light. I think this one's relatively new.
I haven't heard of that one.
No, I haven't heard of it. In modern times, humanist movements are typically non-religious movements aligned with secularism. And today, humanism typically refers to a non-theistic life stance, centered on human agency and looking to science rather than revelation from the supernatural source to understand the world. So they are more looking to human science, all that stuff, instead of looking to God. Human Light is a secular holiday celebrated on December 23rd that focuses on the positive secular human values of reason, compassion, humanity, and hope. While there are no universally accepted ways to commemorate the holiday, modern celebrations typically involve a communal meal among a family or group. The use of candles to symbolize reason, hope, compassion, and humanity has become widespread among those celebrating. Groups today have also observed the holiday using charity work, gift exchanges, and other ideas associated with holidays and celebrations. So, there's another one. You got some humanists, some pagans, some celebrations of, all kinds of celebrations. But we're going to be celebrating Christmas. We're going to be celebrating the birth of Jesus. So if I know that you are Jewish and you're celebrating Hanukkah, should I wish you a Merry Christmas? Or would somebody look at me, and if I was in a store, it wouldn't be offensive to me, but if somebody were to say, Happy Hanukkah, well, I'm going to look at them like, well, I'm not really celebrating Hanukkah, or Happy Human Light Day, happy solstice. I think that's what they're trying to say is, the reason many stores say happy holidays, it's not that they are anti-Christmas, it's they're pro-business. There are several holidays being celebrated, and they have the public coming in. So they don't have any clue who's celebrating what. They're in the market to make money, and if somebody comes in, they're not going to say Merry Christmas to everyone because not everybody's celebrating Christmas. Now,
That's
typically...
one way to look at it.
Well, yeah. Now, typically in our office, if somebody comes in, we're going to say Merry Christmas because they're coming into a family-owned business. We're just going to say Merry Christmas because that's what we're actually celebrating.
I think there's another way to look at it in my viewpoint.
Okay, let's see what your viewpoint is.
If you're using a public business, for instance, you don't know that person walking in what their religious background is, if they have one at all. But if I'm the store owner and I am a Christian, I think I am going to be compelled to say Merry Christmas.
Well, I think that's the case. You can.
Not really thinking much about it either, one way or the other. That's just what I would be wanting to say, and that almost seems like I'm going to lose it here.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
I don't want to give up part of me to not offend somebody else. I want to say Merry Christmas and not Happy Holidays, just for the fear of offending somebody.
Well, you could say Merry Christmas. You could say Happy Holidays. I'll be celebrating Christmas, but you just don't know. When you're in a store, it does make more sense to say Happy Holidays because you are getting people from all walks of life coming in there, and that would be like me going to a store and then wishing me a Happy Hanukkah.
Well, I don't know. Are most people offended if you would say Merry Christmas versus Happy Holidays? I'm sure probably in today's world some are.
Well, if somebody even said Happy Hanukkah to me, I wouldn't be offended.
I wouldn't be offended.
I just say, well, I'll be celebrating Christmas, but thank you for wishing me something happy. I'm okay with that. But to me, I don't think it should matter whether a store says Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, because that's not what Christmas is about. That is not it at all. And there's nowhere in the Bible that Jesus says, go out and make sure when it's Christmas time that you're telling people to wish them a Merry Christmas. Jesus, what can we do for Jesus? It's actually, even though his birthday isn't in December and we're not sure when it is, what can we do for Jesus? Because it is his birthday, and when we celebrate his birthday, we should be giving back to Jesus. So what do you think would be some of the things that we could give as gifts to Jesus?
I would say what Jesus wants us to do is love everybody.
Okay.
Be joyous, be happy.
Be happy, be nice, be
yeah.
kind, be pleasant, be caring, help your neighbor. So whether they say happy holidays or Merry Christmas has nothing to do with the holiday.
No, I think people get upset and twisted about a lot of different things. I don't think we should be offended if someone says Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or whatever. I'm just saying, me personally, as a Christian and a believer in Jesus Christ, I would like to say Merry Christmas.
And we do. At our office, we say Merry
Yeah.
Christmas. Hey, Merry Christmas. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, blah, 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 blah. And if somebody would say, well, we're not celebrating Christmas, then I could ask them, oh, and what holiday will you be celebrating, you know? But we're a small private. But like if you go to the shopping malls and stuff like that, most of those people are going to be a little cautious of what they do say.
Well, let's take it a step further.
Ooh, we're going to take it a step further.
Let's say you work for Walmart.
Mhm.
And Walmart's policy is, as a cashier or as an employee, you are required to say Happy Holidays.
Okay, I'm going to
Would-
say Happy Holidays.
Would that offend you at all if you were a Christian?
No.
And you wanted to say Merry Christmas?
Nope. Nope. It might have a few years back, but I know what I'm celebrating. And I can be just as happy telling them, I hope you have a wonderful holiday season.
Okay.
You know, you can be kind to that person. You don't have to think that somehow you're selling out your soul because you said Happy Holidays versus Merry Christmas.
Ah, you're going to hell.
Yeah, yeah. So that to me is just, a few years ago, I think I might have been a little agitated by that. It's sad that somebody can't say it if they want to say it, but the thing is, I don't have to say that in order to know whose birth I'm celebrating. I don't have to say that in order for me to feel that I'm sticking up for Jesus.
I agree with you, but I think on the other side of that, I would probably let my employer know that,
You may want to say something.
you know,
yeah.
that I don't feel it's right for you to dictate whether I say Merry Christmas or not. Not that it would be a big issue, but it's almost like I'm not allowed to express my Christianity or my belief, even in a simple thing of saying Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, that's all.
Yeah, you're just, you want to at least be able to say it if you want to say it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't quit my job and throw a fit and a tantrum and
Yeah.
and go sue somebody,
Mhm.
but I think I would just quietly say, hey, you know, I just
Well,
don't
let's-
quite agree with the
Let's
store
take it
policy.
let's take it a step farther. Let's say that we are, which we are, Christians. Would you want somebody working in your establishment promoting their religion to your customers if it was different than yours, but you're the store owner? Would you want somebody, if you were at Walmart and you were the owner, would you want them saying, oh, happy Human Light Day, everyone, you know, or happy winter solstice, how's that, you know, that type of thing. So you could take it
Take it
any
anywhere
way
you
you
want to.
want. So it kind of protects everybody. Happy holidays. Go out and have some fun. Happy holidays. Say it. They can be happy, celebrating Jesus, celebrating whatever the heck human light is, and the winter solstice. If you want to celebrate the shortest day, the darkest day of the year, go right ahead and celebrate it. I'm going to be celebrating Jesus' birth. That's what I'm going to be doing.
Well, I am too, and I can do that, like you say, whether I say Happy
Yeah,
Holiday or Merry Christmas.
I know.
I'll stop. I could go further, but I'll stop.
Go ahead.
No, I don't want to.
Go ahead, go ahead. This is interesting. Go ahead. Doug and I always get into stuff. Go ahead. That's good.
If you look at the world today,
Mm-hmm.
and you look at all the different religions,
Mm-hmm.
which one is usually stepped on, or put down, or quieted the most or the quickest?
Yeah, I don't keep up with everything, so this is just me talking. I think what it is what some people are trying to say is we can't have one religion dominate what everybody else does. We can't, we are the majority of Americans are Christian, but they claim to be Christian. They will identify as a Christian, but we don't act like Christians. We don't act like, because you can't have one religion dominate and dictate what a country does.
Well, no, but you also cannot allow one religion a certain amount of freedom, but yet
No, they have to all be equal.
you stifle this one.
Yeah.
And, I'm not going to use examples, but I think there is one mainline religion where people are afraid to speak against it at all in fear of offending, but when it comes to the Christian faith,
Oh, yeah.
we're pretty much told, you stay over here and keep your mouth shut, basically. So I think when it comes to the Christian faith, we are hushed more than others. We are criticized more than others. Not so worried about offending the Christians, but don't offend this group.
Yeah, I think yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't think anyone cares if they offend Christians. It's like somehow it's okay to, we can't offend everybody else, but Christians are fair game, to.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
And the thing is, though, sometimes we have to make sure that we as Christians are always being the light, instead of gone right in with the, I had hopped in your van and the AM radio station was on, an AM radio station, and I'm assuming it was, what is it, a left or rightist whenever you're, say if you're a Republican or whatever, what do they classify you as, the far left or the far right?
Now I'm going to make a fool of myself.
I can't even remember. I don't even watch it. But anyway, they were talking, and as soon as they started calling people stupid, I shut the radio off. To me, I don't care whether you're Republican, Democrat, what you do, but when you start calling other people stupid because their beliefs are different than yours, then I tune out right there.
I agree.
100%. So right there, that little, I haven't listened to AM radio for I think since I was a teenager, but I shut that off. I heard the stupid and I thought, no, that's not getting you anywhere.
Well, that's why you can't really watch politics too long today, because that's being happening from both sides, and we're not talking politics.
No, but that's kind of what I think about when I hear these people who are determined that, daggone it, you better say Merry Christmas or I'm going to be so offended. We've lost the whole meaning of what we are, who we are to be to the world. We are to be like Jesus. We're to be someone who picks somebody up when they're down, who is there to help somebody when they need a helping hand, who is there to show love, who can be somebody who's fun, even fun to be around. Some people just are miserable. You got to have some fun. You got to be fun, and when you're getting all upset about nothing, it's just not worth it.
We as Christians are flawed, no doubt about it, and we are supposed to show the love of Christ
to everyone,
regardless,
to
whether we agree with their lifestyle, whether we agree with their philosophy, their religion, their theology. And I think that's where we a lot of times get stuck in the rut, because we don't see that person as a child of God, and we don't treat that person as a child of God. So
no, we're focused.
We get stuck on the details.
Yep, and the thing is, all of us think we're right. We as Christians, like I was joking with somebody the other day, we were talking and I was saying about what we're going to talk on Talk Time about, there's different things, celebrations and stuff. And of course we both laughed and said, well, of course we're right. We're the right ones. We're celebrating Jesus. We got it right.
We are.
Well, of course. So, but somebody else who's celebrating something else is going to say, well, we're right. That type of thing. So it's funny. All different religions. Now, some of those aren't religions, but just any religion, we all think we're right. And in my heart, I think we are. But that's just funny how we are determined to make others agree with us. And instead of just loving them right where they're at and maybe appreciating some of our differences. I was going to force that kid from China, to go to Easter service with us, for crying out loud. I forced an Easter basket on him, and, I'm telling him to celebrate the Easter Bunny and Jesus all at one time, because I'm thinking, what?
Doesn't everybody?
Doesn't everybody celebrate Easter? Or we think in the stores, what? You're not celebrating Christmas? So that's what it is, but.
So Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Well, this guy said, okay, let's see, where did he put it? He had talked about how you should say Merry Christmas to people. And it was kind of funny how he put it. Yep. He said, so Merry Christmas, Christians. Happy Hanukkah, Jews. Super solstice, pagans. Hooray, human light, humanists. Joyous Kwanzaa to African diaspora, I don't know who that is, and to everyone all together, happy holidays. See you at the party. There, the war on Christmas is officially over. Wouldn't it be nice if we could feel that comfortable in our faith and our Jesus, that we know that his love is coming down on us, and that we can show that great love to others, and we can say that with joy. Let's all have a party and say, hey, pagans, we love you too. Come on, let's all have fun. We're celebrating Jesus, and we're going to show his love to you too. Wouldn't that be great if we could do that? Yep. Amen.